Hello everyone, my name is Cooper Payne, and I had the article by Greg Anders titled Management Leaders Turn Attention to Followers. So the overarching theme of this entire article focused a lot on the author attempting to promote the theme that change has to grow from the bottom up in order to produce a working environment that's not only positive but also efficient and promotes success as it relates to profit. So throughout this whole entire article, the author was trying to teach the reader about lower ranking employees and individuals within a company, a nonprofit, a government organization, and the author highlighted some crucial points where lower ranking employees act as catalysts in driving lasting change within a company, government, or nonprofit. And the article highlighted a lot of different scenarios that I'll go over a little bit later in the presentation of where larger scale companies make change from the top down and how that approach worked and ultimately how it failed. So it's important to keep in mind throughout this entire article, the author was hitting on this point really, really hard, which is the second bullet point under the author's trying to teach section, which is followers are not the same, just like leaders are not the same. So basically meaning that leaders should not be clumping followers up into one group. There are many different forms of followers. It's not a cookie cutter world. It's not one size fits all. And it's really important to create processes that benefit all workers. And the author goes on to talk about how processes created by lower class employees have actually worked way better than processes created by executive level employees. And I was able to see that through the example they gave with the United Postal Service, or UPS. So UPS changes their systems a lot with tracking packages, scanning packages, things like that, and a lot of these actions are done on handheld devices. So a way to combat sort of the struggles that the higher executive level UPS saw the lower level workers having is they started to have one-on-ones with each manager in order to improve communication and sort of keep a pulse on the daily needs and efficiency levels of the company. So in these one-on-one meetings, the executive level workers would give the lower manager level workers a heads up if there's a new system or if there's a new way for employees to track packages, things like that. And it allowed higher up employees to understand the difficulties that workers may not only experience in relationship to the overall functionality of changing processes, but it also allowed lower level workers to get a head start on changing their systems, on making sure that they were ready for those larger scale company-wide changes. So the current example that immediately came to my mind was the Arizona House Bill 2523. Now, this House bill was introduced by a state senator from Gilbert, whose name is Travis Grantham. And basically, it would exempt businesses from having to pay workers under the age of 22 the state's minimum wage raise that voters actually voted yes on in 2016. So this related directly to the article because in the article it talks a lot about sort of appreciating workers and making sure that workers are feeling appreciated, not only that, but also making sure that they're valued and that they're doing meaningful work. So this House bill puts less of an emphasis on the follower type of worker, which would create negative feelings across many small businesses, many large-scale businesses, things like that. And ultimately, the bill is overruling voters' choice in 2016. So this discourages young employees from attending university and local colleges. If you think about a lot of the people in this age group, it is students, people that are wanting to go to college in different universities. And I think it's really important to highlight the fact that this House bill seriously harms and degrades the voice of the voter. So in this entire article, I was able to relate a lot of the things that the author was saying to things that I have seen in my professional development sort of career, and I definitely agree with a lot of what's outlined in this article. The article, one of the things that was described in the article was a situation in which lower ranking employees decided the fate of massive companies by creating their own processes that work for them. I've seen that at ASU. Allowing the students to sort of create the processes really streamlines efficiency and makes everything work a lot smoother. And I think that is vital for big companies to understand. Like at ASU, I feel like much of ASU, not all of it, but they understand that all students here come from different backgrounds and they don't work in the same way, which is really, really important to be successful. And making an effort like ASU does to figure out what makes their employees excited to work will help with success. So, how the House Bill 2523 and how this article impacts you. So, the passing of Arizona House Bill 2523 impacts us as the working class and discourages students not to attend school. Overall, this will make it much, much harder for students to pursue their education and career goals. And hopefully, this article sort of counteracts that and promotes us to, as a collective group, use our voices and expand on our ideas and not accept simply what's given to us, but make the process work for us. And a lot of us in this class are going to be that follower class of workers, and it's important to realize the voice and power that we all have. Specifically in my situation, the passing of Arizona House Bill 2523 makes me want to look for a job that doesn't pay minimum wage to sort of not have to deal with this whole mess. So that would leave a lot of lower level jobs open, which may harm small businesses, larger businesses, because without those lower level positions, the company may not be viable to function and be successful. Like I said in my last slide, I see the negative implications of what not caring for employees can do to the entire structure of an organization. The structure of an organization can literally degrade and fall apart if workers aren't being appreciated, if they aren't being listened to, if their needs aren't being met. And I use myself as a catalyst and utilize my voice as much as I can. It looks like that is all I have. Here's my bibliography. Thank you so much.